Hey people of YouTube, today we're covering the complete installation of the 56-inch Aberwell ceiling fan by Home Decorators Collection. If you found this video, you might be looking for some help. We're here to do just that. We've already unpacked the fan, we're going to go over all the parts, make sure we have everything, and then we're going to install this thing step by step all the way to turning it on. If you want to, you can use the links down below and fast forward to any point in the installation, that way you don't have to watch the whole video. But after watching, if you found this helpful, please click like and subscribe, and that'll help other people find it as well. Let's just talk about the Aberwell for a second. This is a damp rated fan, making it perfect for use in covered outdoor settings like porches and patios, but it's going to look great indoors as well. The fan is a dual mount fan, meaning that it can be hung from a standard flat ceiling with the included downrod, or you can hang it from a higher angled ceiling with an extension downrod sold separately. The fan has 5 reversible blades and a dimmable light kit, and the dimmable LED bulbs are even included for your convenience. It also has some quick fit installation features like a slide-on mounting bracket, an AccuArm blade arms with captive screws, and the remote receiver has a quick connect wire harness plug, and all these features are going to make the installation go quick and easy. Now before we get started, just a couple of notes. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with the licensed electrician. And one other note is if you're hanging this fan where there is just a light fixture on your ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If not, you'll need to replace that before beginning. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan and we've opened up the manual to the parts page. We're just going to go over all the parts to make sure we have everything before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up, you have the slide-on mounting bracket. That comes pre-installed inside the canopy with a decorative ring on the bottom, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You'll have 5 reversible blades. Just pick the finish that's right for you. You have 5 AccuArm blade arms. As mentioned, these have the captive screws in them to make the installation easier. You have the glass light shade, the light kit, the ball and downrod assembly, the decorative motor collar cover, the light kit pan, the fan motor. You have 4 dimmable LED bulbs. If installing the fan with an extension downrod, you'll have this bit of extension wiring. You'll have the remote and receiver, and as mentioned, this receiver has the quick connect wire harness plug to make connecting to the fan quick and easy, and the battery is included for your convenience. You also have this hardware pack. The hardware pack has the blade attachment screws and the plastic wire nuts. So we have all the parts. Just some tools we're going to need for this project. You need a Phillips head screwdriver. We like to have a long one and a short one on hand. You'll need a flathead screwdriver. We like to have a line voltage tester to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You may need some wire cutters and strippers. You'll need some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the decorative ring attached. To remove the mounting bracket, first pull off the decorative ring. It's magnetic, so it just pulls off. You'll notice an alignment post at the base of the canopy. You'll need to loosen, but not remove, the 2 screws in the base of the canopy, enough so that that alignment post can exit that hole. Once those 2 screws are loosened, you'll simply lift and twist the mounting bracket to remove it from the canopy. Before routing the wires and attaching the downrod, you'll first need to loosen but not remove the set screw on top of the motor collar. Remove the warning label and use a flathead screwdriver to loosen but not remove this screw. This fan also features a safety tab on the motor collar that will lock the downrod in place should it ever loosen over time. If you ever need to remove the downrod, push the tab down to unscrew the downrod. Before routing the wires through the ball and downrod assembly, gently pull the green wire from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Next, place the downrod through the canopy so that the largest opening of the canopy is on the ball side. Next, place the decorative ring on the downrod, making sure that the black side with the slots is touching the canopy. The last piece is a decorative motor collar cover. Place that on the downrod so that the largest opening is facing towards the threaded end of the downrod. Then gently run the wires from the fan through the bottom of the downrod so that the plug exits the ball portion. Gently pull the wires through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Attach the downrod to the fan by screwing it into the motor collar. Once the downrod is screwed in, use a flathead screwdriver to completely tighten the set screw on the top of the motor collar. Once the set screw is tightened, slide the decorative motor collar cover down the downrod until it meets the top of the fan. Now the fan is ready to be hung. Prepare the remote control by sliding the battery compartment cover off of the back of the remote control. If you have another remote control fan in the house, it's a good idea to change the dip switch settings in the remote and the receiver. You'll need to do this prior to wiring. You'll note the dip switches in the remote control. Use a small screwdriver or a pen to set the dip switches in the remote transmitter. There's also a light control switch in the battery compartment of the remote. This switch is labeled O and D. To disable the dimming function of the light kit, set the switch to O. To enable the dimming function, make sure the switch is set to D. If you change the dip switch settings in the handheld remote, you'll need to match those settings in the remote receiver. To do so, pull up the rubber cover to expose the dip switches, and then using a small tool, set the dip switches to match the handheld remote. You can set the dip switches to any combination as long as both the remote and the receiver have the same dip switch settings. Once the dip switches are set, replace the rubber plug on the receiver. Install the included battery according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. Replace the battery cover by sliding it onto the remote. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket for easy installation. The bracket has two keyhole slots that will align with the two screws in the outlet box. Simply align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and then slide to hold in place before tightening. This is just a demonstration. To install the mounting bracket, begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the two screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply lines through the mounting bracket and align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws that were loosened in the outlet box. Then slide the mounting bracket into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both of the outlet box screws and secure the mounting bracket. Make sure that both screws are completely tightened. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot in the ball that will engage the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab. This is just a close-up demonstration. To hang the fan, lift the assembly up to the ceiling, noting the location of the tab and the slot. Slide the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the assembly until you feel that slot engage the tab in the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. When installing the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. You'll notice that one side of the receiver has the quick connect plug that will connect to the fan wiring. The other side of the receiver has two wires to connect to the house wiring. Insert the receiver into the mounting bracket with the antenna side first, so that the receiver rests on the ball and downrod assembly. Begin wiring the fan by taking the plug from the fan wires and inserting that into the plug from the receiver. The connectors will simply snap together. Next, take the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and twist that wire together with the green wire from the mounting bracket. Next, connect the green wires to the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Finish the connection using a plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the white wire from the house supply lines. These are the neutral connections. Twist those two wires together and finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finally, take the red wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the black house supply wire. Finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket and into the outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. The canopy attaches to the mounting bracket using two keyhole slots on either side of the canopy that will align with the two screws at the base of the mounting bracket. Align those holes with the screws in the mounting bracket and push the canopy up so the screws come through the keyhole slots, and then twist to hold the canopy in place. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten those screws and secure the canopy. You can tilt the fan to make extra room for the screwdriver to access the screws. Make sure both screws are completely tight. The decorative ring is magnetic. You just need to align the slots of the decorative ring with the two screws at the base of the canopy, and then slide the decorative ring up, and it will attach itself to the bottom of the canopy. To assemble the blades, you'll need the bag of blade attachment screws from the hardware pack. The blades are reversible, so choose the finish that you want and make sure that the opposite side is facing up. The blade arms have 3 posts that will align with the 3 holes at the end of the blades. Then align the screw holes of the blade with the posts on the blade arm. Press the blade arm and the blades together, and then using a blade attachment screw, start 1 screw in each hole. Once all 3 screws are started, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten all 3 screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. Before installing the blade arms, you'll need to remove the 5 rubber motor stops in the base of the motor. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen and remove these rubber motor stops. You can discard them once removed. They are just to prevent the motor from moving during shipment. When installing the blade arm, note the alignment post on the blade arm. This will align with the long slot at the base of the motor. Simply insert that post into the long slot, and the screws will automatically align with the screw holes in the base of the motor. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten both screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blade arms. Make sure all of the blade arm screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The light kit pan attaches to the fan using 2 keyhole slots and 1 standard screw hole. These will align with the 3 screws on the black bracket at the base of the motor. Begin by removing and saving one of the 3 screws using a Phillips head screwdriver. Then loosen, but do not remove, the 2 remaining screws in the black bracket. Next, remove the rubber band holding the wires at the base of the motor, and gently stretch the wire out. Feed the wires from the fan through the center hole, and align the keyhole slots of the light kit pan with those screws in the black bracket, and then push up and twist to hold the light kit pan in place. Then use the screw that was removed and saved, and a Phillips head screwdriver, and insert the screw into the standard screw hole of the light kit pan. Completely tighten that screw, and then tighten the 2 remaining screws in the keyhole slots. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tight. The light kit attaches to the fan using 3 keyhole slots and a standard screw hole. Those will align with the 4 screws on the outer edge of the light kit pan. Begin by using a Phillips head screwdriver to remove and save one of the 4 screws, and then loosen but do not remove the 3 remaining screws. Once those screws are loosened, connect the light kit to the fan by plugging the black wire from the light kit to the blue wire from the fan, and the white wire from the light kit to the white wire from the fan. The easy connector plugs will snap together when properly connected. Then tuck the wires gently into the light kit, aligning the keyhole slots with the screws that were loosened in the light kit pan. Press up and twist to hold the light kit in place. Then using the screw that was removed and saved at the beginning of this step, insert that screw through the standard screw hole and completely tighten using a Phillips head screwdriver. Once that screw is completely tighten the 3 remaining screws of the light kit. Make sure all 4 screws are completely tightened before proceeding. The light shade attaches to the fan using 3 thumb screws on the outer edge of the light kit pan. Loosen but do not remove those 3 thumb screws. Once they are loosened, place the light shade over the light kit and press the light shade into the light kit pan, and then equally tighten those 3 thumb screws to secure the light shade to the light kit. Make sure all 3 screws are completely tightened, but do not over-tighten as it may cause the glass to crack. Install the LED bulbs by simply screwing them into each of the sockets. This fan features a full-function remote control. To turn the fan and light off at the same time, press the power button. The fan speed button will cycle through the fan's 3 speeds. Press once for high speed, twice for medium speed, 3 times for low speed, and another time to turn it off. Press the remote light button to turn the light on. Press it again to turn it off. Press and hold to cycle through the dimming. Release the button once the desired brightness is achieved. This fan features a 3-speed reversible motor. The manual reverse switch is located on the top of the motor housing. Switch left creates a downward airflow for use in the warmer months. Switch right creates an upward airflow to pull warm air from the ceiling for use in the cooler months. Make sure the fan is off before attempting to reverse the switch position. Congratulations, your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.